It's a simulation.
Go! Really? Go?
What?
Okay, you guys shut up on the couch over there. Hey, welcome to the Rift live stream for this Friday. Sorry we're a little bit late. It was just a secret ploy by Arconic so that he wouldn't have to answer all of these questions. I mean, man, you guys really just outdid yourselves. I just want to point out that when I posted about the live stream, Baladin was there within 0.4 seconds posting his questions, so he clearly starts stacking them up during the week, waiting for the live stream. Anyway, I'm Brass, I'm the Director of Community here at Tron Worlds, and I have the pleasure of working with these crazy people. If you would please introduce yourselves.
Oh man, every time, don't they know who the hell I am by now?
Me.
Yes, you! Here I am, look,
I thought you were
I'm doing the Vanna White thing.
Oh, sorry. I'm Icarus, content designer.
Yep.
Yep.
That's exciting.
about
Okay, on the couch, behind me,
Me.
Dead Simon, whom you guys are going to start hating real soon when you start working on this challenge.
Man, I think they would.
And the dude trying to hide in the far, far back.
I'm not hiding. I'm just being completely absorbed by
There.
Chris's hair.
Yes.
Talks 2 is
Fabulous.
still going.
So jealous.
Yes,
I
yeah.
am.
The
Arconic's-
rumors of Tox 2's demise are greatly exaggerated.
Yeah. I'm like a game director or something. I don't know.
Yes, he is the game director, and he's here to answer questions.
Yay!
Amory is on holiday. She's in Hawaii getting rained on at the moment.
She's
She's trying to put out the volcano.
Yeah.
she's cleaning beaches right now. Actually,
She's what?
She joined a volunteer group or whatever to
Why
restore.
doesn't she clean
the
beaches
beaches in
around here?
Hawaii.
She's got to go to frickin' Hawaii to do that. I go and clean
People
my
who
local
go to Hawaii
beach.
to clean beaches.
Hey.
That's not something I would do. I'd be sitting up there with my Mai Tai. Anyway, we don't want to waste too much
We're not
time.
going to talk about
We
Tox
would
2.
like to switch over
Sorry.
to the
It
game
is
screen,
going,
please,
it's gonna be
Volpsy.
fiendish.
Go get one of the dogs. There's no dogs
Okay.
here today.
Guys, pay attention. So, you may have heard about this event. It's a silver tier event on the live servers, and on Prime, it's going to be part of the month 3 challenge. Now, one thing we really, really need to tell you, if you haven't read about this yet, is see that giant shape in there? That's what you're going to be collecting. But the truth is that the real ones are much, much, much smaller than that one. Simon, how much smaller are they?
1/10 that size.
Oh, really? That's not too bad.
They're small.
Okay. They're super small. I've actually seen a screenshot of one in game. You should be prepared to figure out some
Anyone who's
jumping
done
puzzles?
perplexing puzzle pieces will know how big they are.
Okay, so they're that size. That's great. And
And
there
there
are
are some seriously. I mean, somebody who's this cheeky bugger here who kind of like.
Oh
Who
yes,
was
yes. Read that out.
Oh,
Read that
Kit's
out.
Cats
Yep.
says, "Oh, Dead Simon's got nothing to worry about. I have a feeling people will complete the Seekers Challenge in less than half the slated time." Now, I might actually
Shots fired.
Yeah.
agree with that if it wasn't a competition. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you'll all be really nice and we'll share the locations you find. But with silver tier loyalty up for grabs, I have a feeling you're going to be keeping those locations close to your chest. At least for the first month. So with you not all working together, I will be flabbergasted. Wouldn't be the first time, but I will be flabbergasted if anyone managed to actually complete the entire achievement in the given time.
So is this revenge for people sharing puzzle info?
Yeah, it's a big...
Actually, Simon, it's a social experiment on Simon's part. He
It
just
is.
wants to see what
It
you
is.
guys
I'm
do.
just
I'm
seeing
sure.
just wants
it is.
tears.
It's like, I'm not supposed to be experimenting on humans, but screw it. I like being excited.
Anyway, we're really looking forward to that and seeing how long it really does take somebody to finish this. And of course, there are 110 of these contraptions that you have to get.
1 second, I just want to address, somebody is asking, is it worth getting in as a new player? Messages about it are really conflicting. You know what's cool about it is you can try it 100% for free on the free service.
Yep,
If you
and then
like
make
that
up
and you
your
feel
mind.
like, this is something I want to support and try, jump over to Prime.
Want to buy silver on Prime? No.
Yeah,
not gonna
not going to happen.
But
So
there is a really, really cool, the thing you will get on Prime is so awesome though.
you may recall some time ago we showed an amazing set of demon wings with eyeballs in the wings. That's what you will get on Prime if you're one of
Yeah,
the
but
winners
that's
of
not the
this
coolest
competition.
thing. The coolest thing...
I'll
Sorry,
just
Linda.
I'll just be right here, Tom.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Simon.
Let me just talk a minute. No, it's that you will get the mount and the costume pieces. And when I first saw them, I thought, why the heck are we doing a mount and costume pieces? This seems totally overkill. But as I was hooking them up and testing them, I put them both on my character, and they work really awesome together, because when you are just standing there not mounted, you've got the costume pieces and they're kind of like moving slowly, the eyes are blinking and everything. As soon as you mount, you jump up into the air and they start flapping like crazy, and it's pretty cool. It works really great together.
And yes, Forbidden Lake, you have precipitated one of the questions that's coming later. These demon wings are coming to live eventually. You might guess that by their appearance that they kind of sound like something that might come around the autumn festival, right?
But you never know.
But you never know, yes.
Anyway, they work really well together. I love the fact that they work both together like that. Cool.
Now, the other thing we want to do is, if you can pop to the other screen, every once in a while, some players will run a fantastic event. And at the moment, this one is Caduto's Maze of Madness. This is organized by Caduto, who does some incredible content guides, and he's working with Seshatar. You want to just scroll down a little bit?
I've got to go try that.
Yeah, so it's really, really interesting. When the gates open, they reckon that at least 100 people can get into this zone. And it's a public race to get out. So that should be really, really interesting to do. And we've provided some prizes. That's something that, if you're a member of the Tryon Creators Group, we're happy to provide you with prizes for any sort of a competition you might want to do. Somebody had asked about doing competitions on Prime. Next week, I'm going to post a competition that Blythe is doing for Dimensioneers on Prime. You just can't keep the Dimension nerds down. They don't care that Prime is a progression server or anything else. They land on there and the first thing they think is, I should go build a dimension. So that should be really great as well. And again, we'll provide prizes for that. So, yep, make sure that you will that you check out these contests. We do post them on our site every time that we can. Okay, so now we'll switch back to, if you could switch back to our beautiful shining faces for a moment. Yeah, the groaning from the couch. Like, seriously, we need to get like a stylist. The stylist to Mr. Arconix.
I'm kidding, I don't think there's enough spackle in the universe to fix that face.
Okay, so we want to talk a little bit about PTS. As you know, we launched an Omega PTS server, which is based on Prime. And Alpha and Omega cannot be up at the same time. Chris, do you want to talk a little bit about the PTS server and what we're doing?
Yeah, so unfortunately, since they operate on different channels, we call our backend basically...
Technobabble.
Yeah, just the backend system where it pulls stuff from. So normally Alpha is also part of PTS, and it pulls from the same channel that Live does. Omega is supposed to pull from the channel that Prime uses. But we ran into some issues with having two shards in the same box with different channels. So for right now, it's one or the other. We haven't given up on having both of them up full time, but right now it's just, we picked the one that's the current priority, and Omega needs the testing more right now than Alpha does.
Right, and a couple of people have asked, is Greenscale Blight going to be delayed?
It could be. We are still heavily tuning the new combat changes for Prime. Okay. And if we're not happy with them by the end of the weekend, we'll push it back a week.
Yeah, it all depends on how it goes on PTS.
Yeah,
right?
We have a lot of changes going up. Okay. We're seeing a lot of people on there sending us really good parses, and yeah, I mean, it's looking good so far, but we may need a little bit more time this week.
Okay, so do you have any idea when you're going to make the call on that? So
we'll know by Monday.
By Monday. There you go.
Yeah.
So we will make sure that we let you know. And now let's talk about the reason why we do have Omega up at the moment, and that is that balancing is underway. And people have mentioned that, there were changes to Primalist done on there, and that's because the balance changes that are done there don't affect just Prime servers. They are also going to affect live servers eventually. Mm-hmm. So let's get into some of the questions that we have for balancing. Will the guard tooltip be fixed to show the actual values for Tier 1, Tier 2? It currently only shows LFR correctly.
Oh, hey, interesting. We should be able to fix that, yes.
Okay. Should be able to fix. Okay. Sanders asks, the balance changes seem to mostly be targeted on warriors at the moment. Many changes seem to be tooltip changes or changes to non-DPS souls. Will other classes be more balanced later on? Or is the intention that Primalist will have superior ST DPS compared to all other callings?
Let me break that one backwards.
Okay.
No, it is not meant that they are to be the primary and amazing DPS. Everyone should be competitively, roughly, in the same ballpark. Good point on the warrior stuff. We actually have someone going through warriors right now. They needed a bit of love on live and prime, so we're giving them those right now. They aren't all DPS fixes. A lot of them are mechanics and some underlying back-end calculations that aren't working properly. Some are tooltips. Some are tooltips being fixed to actually represent what the ability is doing, not a nerf.
Okay.
Yeah, and once warriors are done and we're happy with that, we'll start moving on to other callings.
Okay. Rich, I'm going to ask you to move just a little bit closer to me again so that we can see that dude. There we go. Hi, how you doing? We get along well. So the overall balancing with the stacking of buffs, will it be a DPS buff or nerf on live?
That should be a no. Oh, that's a good question. I'll have to follow up on that.
All right. As I mentioned in the thread with the questions, if we can't answer all of the questions or we don't have time to answer them all, then we'll make sure that we follow up on these as we did for the last Q&A live stream. Baladin asks, are there any additional changes coming to the PTS for other souls in this first balance pass?
Yeah, I mean, there's some. There already should be some up there.
Yeah, there are.
I don't know if we called them out. I mean, the warrior. There was a bunch of stuff in the thread that I posted this weekend.
Yep.
Elemental barrage, sticky bombs, and a couple other things need a second pass. Like I posted last night, we just removed the nerf, the original one, but more changes are coming for those.
Okay.
I heard that Reavers are being looked at right now. A couple other issues. I don't know what the next warrior being looked at is though.
Okay.
Some warlord changes.
There's definitely some warlord changes.
Should be coming up soon.
Cool. Yeah, and as you know, the entire team is working on the balance issues, and in.
Can I just?
Oh yeah, please.
Wacky woo. We're looking at Tacitus is looking at the prices of those void stones.
Yep.
Right
Wacky Woo's question for those who can't read this or are looking later is 10 void stones is too expensive for essences.
10K.
10K.
Yeah.
That is a lot of
10K.
money.
Yeah.
When there's hardly any void stones being rewarded for content.
That's being looked
Okay.
at. We'll
I will
fix
make
it.
a note about that to update. Okay.
Let's see. Will we have updated patch notes or do so? If we do have to move Greenscale back into the so basically, right now Greenscale's Blight is attached to the combat updates. We're not going to ship one without the other. So if we do have a large enough push and have to push Greenscale back a week, we'll do another PTS update like we did this weekend and show you exactly what's on deck.
Okay, cool. Kits Cats says, it's nice to see the balance changes for Prime on the PTS servers for player testing. Which, if any of these changes, are going to be applied to the live servers as well? I think that's a
We've been
question
trying
a lot
to
of people
call out
have.
whenever possible.
Okay.
Yeah. Almost all the warrior buffs are expected to go to live. That's why. So when debugging and going through stuff like this, we typically tend to do a lot of triage. That's what Simon, myself, and a couple others have to deal with. Sometimes we just can't fix everything. So since warriors were in the perceived worst state on live and prime, it just made sense for us to hit those first.
Gotcha.
But yeah, the other callings will get a pass as well.
All right, and there was a, can we, BP262 asks on the screen there, can we expect the reduced Prime debuff on Prime to make its way to live?
Oh, no, never.
No.
No, it's just for Prime.
There you go, good. And final question on the list here, there's a lot of talk about how several of the bosses in DH and GP are dummy targets since they don't require much in terms of healing or following mechanics. I like parsing on dummies as much as the next player, but was the damage dealt by bosses and boss adds adjusted to account for players' increased health? Like, are we going to go through Greenscale Blight needing only one healer?
No, Greenscale's Blight has been completely, it's not even close to what it is for Slivers right now. Sliver tuning, unfortunately, came in right before we had these the new combat calculations done for Prime. So definitely it was not the best tuning for those two, but Greenscale's Blight is much better, and we also have, of course, I'm gonna promote it. I already posted yesterday. We're gonna do dev testing today, Monday, for sure. So 2:00, come on in, and you can see for yourself what it looks like.
Awesome. Okay, so now we'd like to switch back to the game screen because we want to show you a couple of things that have come to the live servers. Some people have been asking what the rogue pets look like. Could you switch to the game screen, please? Oh, we are? Oh, well, there you go. How do we tell? Like, I need like a bright yellow outline or something. We're old people. Okay, so combat pet skins. People have been asking for these to come back. And because we're currently working on Defiance 2050 and it's in beta testing on odd weekends, we wanted to bring these back in. And there are 4 different callings that the combat pet skin can be used for. Which one is this one?
This is the Hellbug. The exact one is, let's see, I cannot remember. The Electrical Hellbug.
Ah, so that's the rogue one.
This is the rogue one, yeah.
And the other ones for the other callings, they're all different colors, aren't they?
Yep, they are. I can show the warrior one later, but because this is Omega, I can only make 2 characters.
Yep, no problem.
Oh, I have news about that.
Oh, wait, because there's a question about that, so just wait till a question comes up, because that's going to be interesting. Okay, the other thing is, can you show us the planar plucker?
I think I can.
I
think I can.
All right, so tell us about that.
That.
I think it needs like screamy little plants. Like
Little screaming plants?
We need some lawnmower cutting zooming off.
being
my-
sucked
Do you
around.
want to drive them
it's
around
a-
a little bit so
it's
we can
a-
check this thing in action?
Right.
I think it's
mount that
freaking
you
hideous
can
myself,
use-
like seriously.
What?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
beautiful. It's a thing of beauty.
You just don't appreciate farm life.
Yeah.
If you knew what
Anti-farmer.
What?
if you knew what farm life was like, you would love this mount. You are obviously not the target audience.
Yeah, clearly.
Barely not.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, go
Holy
live on a
Ro-
farm or something.
Someone has a schnauzer.
What?
Aww.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so anyway, go on, harvest that.
Awesome.
You see, if you actually don't get dismounted for harvesting. There is a question
That is
here
cool.
about that.
Chitty chitty bang bang. That's what someone on there said.
That's pretty
Not
much,
even me
that's
this
what it
time.
reminds me of. Chitty chitty bang bang.
I love that to my
All right,
kids.
so Holy Roller asks, what's the reason behind making 2 separate mounts in order to forage and mine separately? Why not just allow one mount to just do both, since most people tend to have all gathering and trade skills on one character only and farm all 3, including skinning and butchering?
Yes, that is true. And it's like, what's the reasoning? You're assuming there was some reasoning.
We wanted
So,
more
no,
mounts.
It was I went and talked
Straight
to
from Dead
our concept guy and was getting all carried away. And you're lucky there's only 2
Yeah, they wanted to make one.
Because you want to make
because they look
Okay.
cool, and I just wanted more mats. You wait till the planar pounder comes
I mean,
out.
look what happened.
Is that what it's called, the planar pounder?
Yeah.
No
That
one
is-
will make any
that
crude
is the
commentary
working title.
about that.
No, there's the planar plucker and the planar pounder. I don't even know why you.
Okay, but look,
So
You're
anyway,
so rich.
no, I mean, but there was another comment here that I actually really liked. I am going to look into it. I actually think it's not going to be possible, but I don't want to say no until I've looked at it. But possibly making it so that you could teach your mounts
Right.
to do.
Kal-El asked that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really nice idea.
Something
I
along the
like- I
lines
like
of
that idea.
the
One,
amphibious
like,
mount training, so you can
has
pick
slots where
the
it's
machine
supposed to
type
go
that you like best and add the abilities to it. I actually think that's a great
Yeah,
idea. too.
I just the way it works, I just off the top of my head, I actually think that might require significant new tech. But I'm not going to say no until I've gone back and had a look at it.
Let's get back to you on
and
that.
yeah, the
I love that
planar
idea too.
Planar Skinner, got to do that. It's going to have whirling knives and kind of like.
Okay, now that I might like.
Could
That,
could
okay.
it skin like just when you get asked
You
one?
just
it
see
happens?
sort of like
You don't even
knives
have to-
and meat.
See, of course, this will not
No,
work.
I
It will
like
dismount
it,
you
yes.
currently, and
Sadness.
that's what they're complaining about. Oh,
I know
Planar
that.
skin.
I
Planar
will
Fisher.
admit that I
planar Fisher. Oh,
should have thought about
PH
that
Fisher.
before.
okay. So now we want to talk about Greenscale's blight
Yes.
and the slivers. So while we'll switch to our
do need
beautiful
to just,
faces,
Beautiful face.
and while we're switching over to the Greenscale blight thing, we're going to answer some general prime questions.
Oh, do you
Cloud.
hit the mouse?
Oh, sorry.
Thank
There
you.
we go.
Yeah,
There.
the chat's back.
Scissor hands robot. Ooh,
Planar
planar slicer.
Fisher.
Blender
It's like
of
the one
death.
you get it from
Yeah, I
Planar.
love the sound. The sound of those. Oh, that's something I wanted to mention. With the challenge, Vigil Challenge 3 that's coming up, the Twisted Artifacts and the Crafting Rift challenges are going to give out titles, but Simon hasn't settled on a name, so we're going to open up a thread and in before Title McTitleface, but we're going to take suggestions,
I'm
and if
gonna
Simon
make
likes
Title
them well enough,
McTitleface.
yeah, I bet you are. It's just-
And I'm going to apply it to all your
Where's the
characters.
maze? Oh It's been so long
want
since I
it.
tried the original Greenscale
Okay,
Blight.
so just a few general Prime questions before we start looking at the Greenscales Blight. Cloud says, some testing on Live suggests that River of Souls is set up to be a T2 raid on Prime. Will this be the case?
Maybe. I mean,
Maybe.
anything can happen.
Okay. He also asks, any chance that the per level XP modifications can be relaxed on Prime?
So I'm actually looking at that myself right now. I have a change locally I've been toying with, which is basically a 5% reduction between 30 and 40, and a 20% reduction from 40 to 50. The problem with that, and I would love to get some feedback on it. So if we were to adjust the experience requirements, it wouldn't leave you at the same percentage that you are now. It actually recalculates your level. So let's say I took 1.7 million out of the pool, you would gain 1.7 million experience in the new pool. So that would cause, for example, a level 41 to become 43, or a 49 to ding 50 as soon as they log in. And I don't necessarily want to take that experience away from someone, because that would suck if you just logged in. But yeah, let us know how you feel. I mean, we can do some small adjustments over time, or we can just do the big pull the Band-Aid off. So post in the forums. Let me know by next week.
We're also going to read a question from there, and then we're going to point at Dead Simon. The Doran Bolt. Do we have titles for Challenge 2 even? Still says new title. Everybody
Nope.
point at Simon.
It's not done yet.
What?
How many titles for Title 2? Or for
For
Challenge 2?
Challenge 2. This
We
guy.
actually have titles,
Do we?
don't we? But I haven't set
Have
them
you-
up
Dor-
yet.
oh.
We need to give them out.
Do they know what it is?
No, I don't know. I thought it was in the Jira. I haven't looked yet.
We're professionals.
You know,
Wow.
seriously, I've got like a mountain of freaking things on my desk to do.
Dude, don't
I,
talk smack about that.
and if
Why
you
would
ever
that
want
work?
me to ever manage to finish Tox frickin' 2, then I need to actually get some time. Instead, I've been trying to find all of these blasted, confounding contraptions that fell all over Mythosia.
There is
You
one
can see
question
why we have a...
that I caught that's
Uh-huh.
been spammed a couple times. Can you scroll up? It's
Sure.
like
How far?
keep going.
Keep going. Scrolling up.
Keep going.
Scrolling.
What?
I just forget who.
Going
Okay, don't worry about it. I
backwards.
know what the question was.
Okay.
It was about newer souls not having synergy crystals for
Oh, right. Yes.
EP0 content. Someone, Icarus, may have actually brought that up yesterday, so it is being discussed internally, but there's no commitment to have them delivered anytime soon.
Okay.
But we do want
I'm
to
the
look
best
at
old grumpy man. Yeah, get off my lawn.
it. Get off my
Yes.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Iron Strix, are there any plans to adjust tuning of damage and mechanics on slivers?
Yeah, we actually were talking about that yesterday.
Yeah.
What,
Cool.
on Prime or
On Prime.
On Prime.
Yeah, these are Prime
Yeah,
questions.
Chris can answer that one.
Yes.
There you go.
To be
There you've got it.
so as a
Pretty direct.
as a preface or prelude to Greenscale Light, what we're gonna do, we're gonna reduce the health for the final boss in both slivers, and Iskil, the third boss in Drowned Halls, is gonna get a 10% health nerf. Ideally, we would go back and increase damage as well, because it was, again, not great. But this will at least alleviate the really, really tight DPS checks for Enrage, especially on Hydrus. So that should help a little bit.
Okay. Zool asks, is there a chance that we can get at least a third character slot on Prime? I really only play Prime, and it sucks that I have to choose what classes I can't play. Here's your chance.
Yep.
Yes,
What do
there's
you-
a chance.
Really?
Well, I was going to say it earlier, but
There's
then, like...
always a chance.
Welcome to the White House, where we're
Jumped
not going
all
to
over
answer
my
anything
thunder.
directly.
Yeah, we're planning on releasing one.
We'll see what happens.
We'll
when-
see what happens.
We're probably going to add one next week.
Okay.
We talked about tying it to Greenscale's Blight, but if we have to push
Ah.
Greenscale back a week, I don't want it to delay. But yeah, we're talking about opening up a third one next week.
And what's the reasoning for the change? I mean, we were pretty adamant
So
earlier on that
originally,
it's-
we wanted to reduce the
Originally,
amount
it was gonna be
of
just
trade skill
one.
classes
Right.
each person could have, so we could sort of stoke that economy. But now that we have a large portion of the player base at 40, 50 plus, that economy is relatively established, and it's okay to go
Right.
ahead and introduce some more devs.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And as someone internally brought up to me, the original plan was to open, I think, 2 more with Storm Legion. And I'm like, well, why would you want to open new content and let them level new characters at the same time? That just seems dumb. So
Right, right.
there you go.
Uboa had asked, will we get any Dimension contest challenges and events on Prime? And I did answer that very briefly earlier. There is one that Blythe is putting on, and we're going to feature that on our blog, and we'll be advertising it all over the place. So thank you, players who want to run these contests. We love them as well. All right, so let's talk about Greenscale's Blight, and then we'll get on to the...
It is free.
Yeah,
Right.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Prime is all about you pay your subscription, you get freaking everything.
Well, we have free to
Except
play on Prime up
cosmetics.
to
Some,
20.
there's one or two cosmetics, but
plans.
it's tiny.
Okay. All right, so let us talk about Greenscale's Blight. Let us switch to the in-game cam, please. Icarus, take it away.
Okay, well, here we are, Greenscale's Blight, the very first raid ever created in Rift. Here we are back again. So we've done some tuning, obviously, for this. Damage
Cheap.
is very much increased than what it is in live, obviously, because we have to take in the factors of everyone has so much more health, everyone does so much more damage. So for the most part, trash, increase in damage only for trash for the most part. For bosses, there's been an increase in damage and health. Mechanics are the same. We did not want to touch and add new mechanics because that would pretty much go against what the vision of Prime is.
Okay.
Just like we did Slivers, they all have the same mechanics. And for those bosses, all the bosses in Greenscale will have the same mechanics. The only change was that there was some NPCs in the Greenscale encounter that have mana drains, which we've removed, so we had to go back and retroactively change that. But yeah, so it's gonna be that same, hopefully the same kind of feeling, that same feeling of challenge that you had when you went into Greenscale's Blight on live
Okay.
and on Prime.
I have a couple of questions here. Do you mind if I ask them now,
Sure.
or
Yeah, no.
hope it won't distract you?
Nope, not at all.
How long are you planning to have Greenscale's Blight run for on Prime before opening up Tier 2?
That's a fine question.
That is not something we're ready to answer just yet.
Like, when you're looking at the way people progress through, are you looking for a percentage of the active player base
Yes.
to get through it?
Mhm.
And is it a percentage of the player base overall, or a percentage of the people who tend to gravitate towards the high-end content?
The
I mean,
latter,
okay.
more than the former. Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
that's good, because
there's a
otherwise
certain
I'd be holding
population-
everybody back, because
Yep.
I am very much a role player, and I really don't care about
Yeah,
that.
I mean, that's another reason for the additional slots. We have a lot of people who at 50 just want to level into their alts.
Gotcha.
There's plenty of gameplay in Rift, but we have an idea of what the general rating audience is. We want to increase that, obviously, with LFR.
Mhm.
But yeah, we're sort of gauging the community's progression before we open things up for the time being.
Okay. Iron Strix asks, what is the tuning expected to be for Greenscale's Blight? Same level of gear as Slivers are currently, or would we be expected to be already raid geared?
So right now, technically, so Greenscale's in a weird spot, right? Because we released Slivers before Greenscale, and on live, Slivers came after Greenscale. So players will have access to raid gear, right,
Interesting.
when they come in
Okay.
here. So we've had to tune towards that, but not so much where if you are in full expert gear with a full raid that you won't be able to finish, that you won't be able to complete, but it'll be obviously that much more difficult.
Okay. And this also spawned a couple of questions about Greenscale's Blight on live.
Mhm.
Simpa wants to know, when is Intrepid Greenscale's Blight coming?
Also, not ready to announce that yet.
Okay. But it's in the works? Or it's in the plans?
It's been discussed. I think it was
It's been
announced a little
discussed.
prematurely a while back.
Ah, okay.
It's something that we obviously want to do.
Hmm.
We love Greenscale. Can't get enough of him. Man, he's
He really is kind of my favorite. Cloud asks, for the level 70 version of Greenscale's Blight, has the 2.1 billion hit point limit for mobs been or going to be addressed?
Good old Cloud.
I know.
Love you, man.
Like, hey, Cloud dude, how about you just data mine it and you can let us know?
we have wait. There are things that can be done. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay, just a brief
We
shout
have to
out to
fix
Cloud,
that.
who runs the GAR station and also helps to manage the unofficial Discord for Rift players. He is well known for data mining all sorts of cool stuff that we put into games,
Heck
so
yeah.
hardly anything is a surprise. But we're super happy to have him on board as one of our creators, and just a great guy to have around. Thanks for all your support, man.
Can't data mine mob help us.
Okay. All right, so while we run through the rest of this raid, I is Nem. This is an awesome raid. You totally have to do this. Oh, Cloud says, I can't data mine mob health. That's server side.
I have faith.
Iconics believes.
Nature finds a way.
Nature finds a way. I'm really curious to see if Cloud gets any cool info. Oh, now's the. Oh.
I will.
All right. Tacitus
Okay,
just
yeah.
came by.
I didn't. Did you manage to see what she said? What?
Yes,
I saw what
we saw what Tacitus said. Okay. And Arconix is he's gonna tell you something super secret in a while. Meanwhile, can we start asking some live questions to give those guys on the couch something to do?
Sure.
All right. Holy Roller, Cloud, Simpa, and several dozen, 100,000 others are asking about live development. I want to say that we've confirmed that we will have a development letter going out later this month. There, I've just committed you. No, actually, that's in the plan anyway. Simpa wants to know, you hinted about a new zone on a previous live stream. Will that be on the Comet?
Did we?
Yeah, I think Amanda said that we had talked about a new zone. I'm not sure if that actually
We should
happened.
talk. We should find out from Amanda when she gets back.
Yeah, I mean,
There's been numerous.
I
just know
I
which
do
one she's
have
talking about.
a place. Yeah,
And you
I
have
don't
one.
want to mislead. It's not a zone; it's a different thing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not a zone, it's a different thing.
Yeah.
You see what I have to work
There's
with
stuff in
every
the
day,
works.
right?
Yeah,
Oh,
so
there's
I've
stuff in the
got
works.
two things. Big,
Yeah, I mean, we
I've got
can't
apart
talk
from
about
all
one
of the
of them.
small crap that takes up all my goddamn time.
Uh-huh.
I have two big things that I'm working on. One of them that you all already know is Tox 2, and you ask me about it all the frickin' time. So I'm not going to bloody tell you what the next thing is, or otherwise you'll be asking me about it all the goddamn time. So no, there you go. But it is something.
Oh my God. And get off his lawn.
Yeah, get off my lawn.
And I'm
Right.
the grumpy one. Yeah.
No, the two of them together are impossible. That's why we put them on the couch.
Yeah.
Are you planning to add more levels in planar attunement?
We talked about that. I forget when the last.
What?
Adding
There's
additional
so
planar
much
attunement
stuff in
tiers.
planar attunement
Oh,
already.
oh.
What on earth
Yeah,
would you
we
add?
have talked about that. You know what? I just reached my max planar attunement, so we'd better bloody do it, or I'll be pissed.
There's plans for it. I don't know when. Yeah, we'll have to come back to that.
Okay, got it. Will you add more chronicles in game?
We can always use more chronicles.
Yeah, we can always use more Chronicle.
Maybe.
Okay, maybe. Got it.
They're fun to make.
Wow.
Actually.
Tony Unifex wants to know, what are plans for new content for lower level players? Are there any new zones or mini zones or even reworked zones coming for lower level players?
This comes up so often.
I
when we
know it
talk
does.
about it.
So
But it's
this
just-
actually brings something to mind.
No, the
When
thing
you
is,
guys are
it's like-
sitting in on your dev meetings, how do you decide what it is you're going to work on next? Because clearly a lot of these things have been discussed a lot internally.
Yeah.
The truth of the matter about lower level stuff is that it is not the best use of our time, to be quite frank, because most people are max level, or they blast through the low level stuff, and they spend most of their time up at high level. So that's really where we end up focusing most of our time.
Hit the wrong button.
I love this race
That's
so
not
much.
to say that we won't do it or can't do it. We'd love to. There've been talks about. Oh man, you wouldn't believe some of the plans that we have got in a sort of like, maybe one day we'll get to this. I mean, like a new frickin' race with a whole new starting zone. So, yeah.
Just to be
I
official,
said
that
it.
is not something in the works.
I said it. It's not in the works because
It
we
is
just don't
not
have time
in the
right now.
works.
But we've got a really, really
thing I'm not
awesome.
tweeting this.
Concepted.
We've got an
concepted
awesome
numerous.
design and even concept for it.
Really?
Yeah, we have like.
Yeah.
I am totally going to go
There's
come
been
raid your
so
desk.
many
I want to
raids.
see
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
I really want to do it. And,
Okay. So
but
we're
it's just like,
starting to run out of time here very rapidly, so I want to get
How
as
did that
many of these because we started late because it was Dead
Rift
Simon's
2.
fault. Yes.
Not in the works.
Yeah, no, Rift 2 is not in the works. Also,
Rift 2020.
yeah, Rift 2050, good one.
We're going to console.
I like it.
Yeah, there have been a lot of questions about when we're going to console, and I don't think that's in the works. It's a technical issue,
That
isn't
is
it?
not in the works right now.
Yeah.
It's something that we look at about once a year.
Mm-hmm.
It is,
And-
and there were several middleware pieces of tech that we use that don't exist on any of the consoles so would require a massive rewrite of some systems, and that's what's always been our bugaboo up to now.
Yeah, I mean, I have a small story I could share on that, but that relates to Omega as well. One of the problems we had getting Omega up, not necessarily a problem, but one of the reasons why we couldn't get up as fast as we initially wanted was due to some bugs in server upgrades software. So we had some older software they wanted to upgrade. We ran into some issues with DLLs and security things and a bunch of other stuff. So instead of just being able to spin up a new server overnight and start testing, we had to upgrade a lot of the back-end server stuff for Rift. So those are slowly being pushed out over time. And yeah, there's some future positives for us tech-wise with that. It opens up some more memory and basically memory management a little bit better. But I forget what the original thing was. Oh yeah, but so example, stuff like that we'd have to jump through before you even thought going to consoles. I mean, that's just...
Right. All right, so, and Balador says, never mind the stories, let's get to the questions. Don't worry, if the questions are not answered here,
Wait, haven't we been answering questions
we'll follow up. We'll follow up, okay. So, fragments. Referring back to the spring and summer of 2017, do we have a schedule or update on the fragment system revamp?
I think we announced, I mean, we've talked about this numerous times. It's something we want to do, but it's not currently a priority. It's been triaged. So we obviously want to get back to it, but right now it's on hold.
And will the fragment boxes bought from rep vendors be purchasable with RAID Tier 1 currency or world currency in the future to help alleviate difficulty in acquiring fragments and to help with the glut of currencies?
Sounds like a great question for Tacitus.
Got it. Tacitus. I'll be at your desk shortly.
I will bump that one, yeah.
All right. Will Mayhem events be making a comeback?
Not in their previous form. We talked about it. Like I said, it's another one of those things we'd love to do, but it's not on the short list right now. But the original ones won't be coming back.
All right. And Simpa wanted to know, is there any chance for the promotional events to come back? You know, where you can earn mounts by collecting things.
Tacitus has been looking at that, but no promises on when it'll come out.
Yeah, because a lot of people have reported that, you know, they're just a few doodads short of that,
Yeah,
so that's
yeah.
cool. And Shush wants to know, can you add the winter cape from the event to the store? It's such a huge difference between all their other capes. Those that came back after the event are really at a disadvantage.
Which winter cape?
It's the one from the Fayule, the one that you can earn with Fayule currency.
I just don't know which cape. We've done a lot of capes for.
Oh, okay. It's this
but,
year's cape. It was
This
the
year's cape?
go-to item during the Fayule promotion.
I will also pass that off to Tacitus.
Okay.
Typically, we try to not bring that stuff back because we want you to come back next year.
For the event, yeah,
But
absolutely.
occasionally,
It had some amazing stats.
someone feels super generous and stuff happens.
Okay. As many of the live players have silver tier loyalty already, where are these many people? Many?
So many of the... Oh, man.
Okay. Are there
know
plans
how
for a
many, and
mini
it's not
tier
many.
expansion of some sort, or are you planning on moving toward a diamond or platinum, etc. tier?
Rainbow.
I think the next one we talked about was doing a rainbow tier, initially as a joke.
But it was so
But then someone
so
showed
good.
me a concept and it was awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay.
I mean, I'm never going to say no, we're not going to do another tier of X because eventually I'll be turned a liar. So,
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
you
something
can't
we want to do.
never say never.
Yeah.
Yeah, things change. A couple of quick more additional questions. Mizuki Ayu, will we see an update to the patron monthly Sparkles quest anytime soon? Suggested rewards like BOS gear, Intel caches, Legion datagrams, T2 jewelry, storm cells.
That could definitely use an update.
Okay.
Also, that's Tacitus.
This is great. I'm so sorry, Tacitus.
think
I apologize.
Damn, the pile of crap on Tacitus' desk.
Yeah, I know. It's
Bigger
like
than you would
Tacitus
see.
has just fled
The
the building.
easiest... Yeah.
This is
He's
probably
out
the
here.
same thing. Will the daily login calendar for live be updated in the near future? Certain days reward old expansion currencies or upgrade components that have little relevance.
We would love to take the calendar from Prime to Live at some point.
You mean with the cool mounts and things?
Yeah, I mean, with the more... Holy shit, this... Oops, language, sorry.
Oh, it's all right. That's
awesome.
pretty minor.
Yeah, I know. It's something we've been talking about. I would love to, like,
Tier. Let's
especially giving away the free mount for the 21st day or maybe the 28th day on Live. We'll have to see.
Yeah,
But, it is definitely an option.
could do a
Okay.
tartan tier.
A tartan.
I'll
That
lend
can
you
come
my
right
tartan.
after
I have a
Rainbow, I tell you.
Family tartan, the Maxwell tartan.
Okay. Kits Cats, you just released a new Warfront on the live servers. That's cool and all. No, that's very cool. But I've had the best PvP gear on 2 of my characters for well over a year now, and I need something to work towards. Any plans on releasing a new tier of PvP gear?
Not currently, but
Okay.
I'm not going to say no.
All right.
I'm going to get in one of those little buttons you can just press where it just says that. Not currently, but I'm not saying no.
Right. Also,
Insert bureaucratic answer. Yeah,
also
sorry.
TD normal, since it
let's
has...
give some shit away.
Just hang on, the last
still
question, okay?
questions.
Last one. Are there any plans on a new Eternal weapon upgrade come IGSB?
Ah, that's a great idea.
Great idea. Thank you. All right, and one more, and then we'll give away some stuff because we got to get out of here for the Trove people. Also, TD Normal, since it has nothing anyone ever needs and never gets ran, how about adding a high storm cell drop chance or something to Malanon, since people seem to struggle with it, and it will motivate teams to run TD Normal.
Can't you just run it for
The joy?
The joy of running it?
What's that?
No. Sure. We can take a look at it.
Yeah, Tacitus, sorry, the great idea, that's definitely one of your things. Sorry.
This is passing over to Tacitus.
Okay, so what are we giving away today? Because we're going to do this.
Gears?
Are we doing what?
Oh,
yeah,
I
we're
totally forgot about this.
Oh, the polymorph one, yeah.
I hope you guys had a
Yeah.
chance to look at this. I
Forgot
have
about the
actually,
animal run.
honestly, never done this raid, and I'm really, really looking forward to it.
Yeah. The
All right,
animal run is
what are we
fun.
giving away?
Good
What?
question.
Oh,
I don't
right,
know.
okay.
You had the.
Didn't you choose some?
No, because Arconix has to approve everything that we give away. We're going to give away.
What?
We're going to give away 3 patron passes. These are 30-day patron
Okay, that
passes.
sounds good.
Nice.
And then what's
Uh,
Yeah, background turned off.
Nope.
Oh, well, you don't take damage.
how about in honor of it being Greenscale's Blight, if we give away a couple of those amazing balloon mounts?
We should totally do that.
Oh, we're totally doing
3 of those?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So we're going to do 3 patron passes and 3 of the amazing Greenscale balloon mounts. If you missed those when they were on the marketplace, then they got to. Oh, that's something we failed to mention. That Greenscale balloon mount was the first ultra awesome new mount that was released that was offered for direct sale on the
Oh, yeah, I've heard
marketplace.
about that.
No supply crates, no lockbox or anything. And the planar plucker, same thing. You can buy it directly.
I'm not a planar plucker. I'm a planar plucker son.
Wow. All right, so 3 patron passes. Let's draw for those, please.
Judging. No more loot boxes ever. I'm not gonna say no. I'd love that. If I
Okay.
had to never make a lockbox again, that'd be like the best day ever.
All right, so first
You
patron
found
pass
all
goes
the
to
wolves.
Pimp
I did.
Status 83. That's Pimp Status 83.
Status 83.
Moms, think about your children's names. Do not name your child Pimp Status 83. All right?
Number 2,
Second patron pass. Go ahead.
Bundy, I don't know.
That's good. And the third patron pass goes to
What does that mean? Kazuanos?
Kazaronis. Congratulations. And of course, those can be used on Live or on Prime. Now, these balloon mounts are live only. Okay? Sorry, Prime
you spelled
guys.
Shadow
Live
Stick?
only.
I missed a question.
Oh, yep.
Might be relevant.
There's so many X's. Let's check
Yeah,
this
it's-
question.
It's just like the keep going. There you go. Air blockers will continue to see more non. I would love to continue doing more non-lockback mounts on
Yep.
live. That would be the greatest thing ever. So as long as they continue performing, sure.
There you go.
But I'm not going
It's,
to say that we're never doing a lockbox again because never say never.
Yeah, and Cloud, I doubt that lockboxes will be discontinued completely. They are an important revenue source, actually. So there you go. We have to keep the game alive for all of us to enjoy. All right, the balloon mount winners have been drawn. And remember, you can only claim these on Live. If you already own one, you're soon going to have a really best friend in game when you give them the code. But give them the code. Do not claim it and then try to pass it on, because that won't work. All right, guys, read out the balloon mount winners.
You're low.
In real life, ow.
In real life, oh,
I like that one.
that person has a mortgage.
I like that.
All right, and the second balloon mount goes to.
Moni Love at 1207.
There you go. And the third one?
Simplify.
Simplify. Congratulations on your balloon mounts.
Nice.
Laureline wants to know, can we get a timeline for Prime so we can have some goals to work for and not just challenges? Those
We
kind
would
of are
love
the
a timeline. Everyone internally keeps asking me that too.
Yeah.
Let me just say something. So we have. It's not a timeline because we keep having to change the. I mean, it was a timeline.
We did have a timeline.
Once it was a timeline.
Once upon a time.
We had a 12-month
And
timeline. It was
then everything went
amazing.
out the window because things changed. The first thing that always happens is your plans get screwed the moment you open a new server. Anyway, so we have an order, sort of Seder, if you will, but not actually the time.
They're pinning me to the
Because
wall.
things keep changing.
So yeah,
I don't want to
mean,
say dates because we'll just end up. We'll say dates, and then next week we'll be here again saying, "Hey, you know those dates we told you? Well, they're changing."
we are attempting now that we have a couple months of Prime under the belt. We are trying to get stuff to the appropriate teams internally to allow them to let you guys know ahead of time a bit faster. But as we said the entire time, first version of Prime, very much experiment, sort of the way we're treating it. So it's very fluid.
Rollerad wants to note that it's really great that Icarus is showing us how not to do this fight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
And when is Dead Simon going to post for an intern? Does that mean you're volunteering Bait Mask? Is that what you're doing?
can we do interns?
I don't know.
I haven't looked into that. I
We-
mean,
we have to pay interns now.
intern status in
what you mean? I
California is
can't
kind of
just
challenging.
No.
keep them on a bed of straw
You
under
have-
my
you have
desk?
to pay
Well,
them.
you probably
Yeah.
can
Wow.
if nobody finds out,
California.
but you know, it's, California has very strict labor laws, but internships are something that we've discussed
I
off
just,
and on for many
toss
years.
Scooby snacks down there.
So one last thing while we're in here.
Okay,
do we have
because
any
we
more
gotta go.
giveaways?
See those guys? No, we're done with the giveaways.
So let's go
Congratulations,
ahead and
anybody
give
who has a
away-
giveaway. What?
One more thing. Let's give away a normal grayscale mount because the bonus drop on Prime when you clear grayscale, I believe there's a chance for a grayscale mount to drop,
Oh my lord!
but it's only one, so the raid has to actually master loot it. It's not part of personal loot.
Wow.
So
Okay.
go kill grayscale and get your awesome mount on Prime. That's what Pacifist was trying to tell.
Oh, I see. Now, did you say that? Because
So we're going to give away one.
We're going to give away one.
We're gonna give one away on live.
How about one to me as well? No.
If you win, sure. Then I have to give away more.
Oh my
so
God!
let's just do
Okay,
one.
guys,
Let's do it.
real scream. Yeah, here you go. Let's pull that one.
And
Arconics
then
will
we
read it
gotta
out.
go because
Yeah.
Yeah. Trove is standing right out there. They're going to bite us.
Ballydorf.
Balladorf, are you
Oh.
serious? Well, congratulations, Balladorf, because you know what? You always submit some awesome questions. So, all right, that's all the time that we have this week. We stayed overtime. Trove is going to murderize us right now. Bye. See you next week.
Take
See
care.
you guys.